Hello everyone and welcome back to KitbashCarnage. So today we're going to take a look at the unfinished custom Blood Bowl team that we were doing. Apologies for everything being quite choppy last year, but this year we're going to try keep everything kind of in a fluid motion when it comes to uploads. So I'm just trying to get a few of the videos that were unfinished last year out this year so we can move on to our series format and the episode format we're going to go forward with. So as you can see here, this is the orc kind of main troll guy that we used, and this is how we made him, with some green stuff and a bit of milliput. He basically was just one of these old school orcs that we chopped up. We just opened up the legs, put a bit of wire in between here and then a bit of milliput, and then we made this custom armor with some wire and then some green stuff molded plates, and then we stuck some shoulder pads on and then the horns just to look cool on the helmet. And then he's actually holding the football, so we're going to paint kind of in between here to look like the spikes of the football, because if you see on some more of my models, we've stuck the football on the head, and then I think I have another one somewhere where I actually made a football, if I can find them. Probably not. But yeah, we have ones with spikes on the heads with the football. We have ones with no football on the head, but spikes. Normal ones with just their fists closed. And then there's the guy who's holding the football. So that's kind of to look like that football, but obviously the size difference, but you get where I'm coming from. And this is just to play like a friendly game of Blood Bowl with your friends. But now we have to stick the troll guy, our main unit, our main dude, on top of this base. So we're going to just quickly use some hot glue for that, as hopefully it will work. If it will work, maybe not. Scratch that. We'll just use some super glue. And we'll just stick this on the foot, and hopefully this will hold it. Won't hold it in position straight away like hot glue would, but this should hold the thing into position. And what you want to do is basically just make sure you have a good foothold and he's in the position you want them. So we want them kind of like that, like as he's edging forward, running forward. So we're going to lean him against something in order to have him left in that position. But before that, we could actually file down here. Now, I say this on the channel an awful lot. Do as I say and not as I do, because as you see, we just stuck some glue down there and we didn't file it first. So if we just file that down a little bit first, just so we can get a flat edge, and then once that's flat enough, we can then stick it back to the base. And then, like I said, make sure you have it in the position that you want it. So I'm going to lean my guy on here and probably try hold him up with some other dudes. Do what you need to do to get him into that position, but that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to move on to painting these guys. So I could strip all these with paint stripper, but we're going to go about it the lazy way. You know, KitbashCarnage, you know, can't really be doing everything perfecto, or else we won't live up to the Carnage name of the channel. But we're going to paint all these in skin tone color, and then keep kind of the orcish look, because it's like a demon chaos Blood Bowl team. And then after all this, I will show you at the end the other chaos Blood Bowl team that I have done, and the little secret paint job that I've done with that to give it my own little touch of uniqueness. So I'll wait and let him dry, and then we'll be back to quickly paint all these up. So as you can see, I'm just quickly painting these up with some skin tone or flesh tone colour. So I'm basically just going about this, like I said, the lazy way. Instead of stripping all the paint off, I'm just going to paint over them. Using the greenish, dark greenish colour that's painted on the skin already to my advantage. So kind of using that as the depth, so for the darkness and creases and stuff like that. So kind of going along with it and trying to use it to our advantage, like I said. Trying not to put too much paint on the model, and letting the dark green kind of come through the recesses there, adding to the characteristics of the outcome of the whole piece. Well, that's what we're expecting or and hoping to happen. So I don't know if I've mentioned before, but painting is one of my least favorite things about the hobby at the moment. Probably because I just don't consider myself somewhat good at painting. I have shaky hands and a wobbly eye, so trying to paint sometimes is not really the best. Just trying to focus and always hitting off stuff. And I do have this kind of like a, one of them hobby jewelers kind of magnifying glass things to help paint finer details, but when you're trying to film and then where that type of contraption bangs into the stand half the time, so half the film ends up being like there's an earthquake, or half the filming seems to be like there's an earthquake happening while you're painting. So I kind of have to throw that all that footage in the bin. But I try my best here, and we're using the paint that's already on the old school orc models to our advantage. So leaving that where we want it, and then just painting, like I said, the flesh tone color and anything else just to make the character pop. So yeah, enough of my rambling, and I'll leave you be. You can have a look at my bad painting. So just a quick note or a tip for anyone who doesn't know, I tend to use my fingers that are supporting the model itself or holding the model. I use them fingers to support my other fingers on my other hand, to support my shaky hands, if that makes sense. So if you ever have trouble with painting details, sharper details, or just painting in general because you tend to not be able to control the brush, try using your other hand as a support, or place fingers in non-painted areas on the miniature. Like you can see the finger that I've just painted, if you place that there and then put another finger on that to support your hand, like a main hold, if that makes sense. I hope any of this makes sense to you. Also, you can buy these kind of miniature stands that you can put your miniature on when you paint, and that holds it in place. I use bottle caps sometimes, big bottle lids, caps off of like deodorant cans and stuff like that. You can use blue tack to stick these things onto. It does the same job really. So after painting up these guys with the skin color, this is what we have so far. Kind of worked out much better than I expected. Completely changes the look of them. Just that one simple thing. And then we have the ogre guy here, and then we'll wait till the skin paint cures, and then we'll go and do more finer detail and do the armor on this guy and repaint some of these to make them stand out a bit more. So we'll bring it back once these are dry. So now that these have dried somewhat, we're going to paint the whites. So that's doing any tips of horns and some teeth and stuff like that. So just making sure that you get anything that's supposed to be white. Also making sure that you try not to get any white paint on anywhere that doesn't need to be, because the white will stand out an awful lot with the dark metal kind of colors and the skin tone itself. But you know, mistakes are there to be made, so it's all a learning process in the end. But as you see, just highlighting these teeth and the bones and the stuff like that, like makes everything pop. So straight after I let that white paint dry, I went in with some red and just finished off the colour with a bit of the bronze type here for the armour, a bit of red for the armour, and then just making it look more a little bit neater. I still have to go in with some silver and just do the bands on the armour, but we're pretty much done now. Here's some of the rest of the guys. So as you can see, these came out looking pretty well. And then our other three dudes, kind of like the bleeding Power Rangers or something. Green, blue and red, but that's how they turned out. So I'll post a picture up at the end of them all laid out, and then a comparison picture on one of the sides, so you can see kind of the layout and the amount of units or soldiers per unit or players per unit or squad type of thing. But thanks for sticking around. Apologies, it's kind of a short one, but like I said, I'm trying to pile all my videos that I haven't completed in 2024 and finish them all kind of straight away now at the beginning of 2025, just so we can move on to the new layout of the channel with the series and the episodes and stuff of different themes and how to create different stuff. Give me ideas in the comments for any series you want to see coming up, and thanks again for sticking tuned or staying tuned to see our custom Blood Bowl team come to life finally. Thank you everyone, have a good day.